See how this works out. Got a confession to make. Pretty much already made it in the title. I'm gonna get set up here while we wait and see if we're gonna get any kind of audience. I haven't done a live in quite some time, and I did not send out any kind of notification that I was going to do a live. So sorry, neighbors, I did you dirty. I've been doing you dirty. I keep doing you dirty, but I'm gonna stop doing you dirty so much, I hope. Okay, you guys are way up there for now, but that'll work. I'm gonna move you down here. Don't know if we'll get an audience or not. I really should have sent out a text, but I'm on the phone that I would have sent the text out with, because I need the other one for working on eBay, which is kind of what I'm gonna do while we do this live event. But I hope I get some of my regulars in here, because I have a confession and I want to explain what happened, and I'd prefer to do it in a live video than in a non-live video, if that makes sense. Been a very busy day. I'm exhausted as hell. Stepped on a rusty screw the other day working on my filthy, rotten, moldy, dilapidated trailer front porch that my uncle haphazardly built like a decade ago. Did a terrible job. Well, not terrible. He did an okay job, I guess. Angel, baby, you gotta scoot just a little bit. Scoot back. Thank you, baby. So sorry. Thank you, love bug. Okay. See if we can put you guys back here and be okay. Well, hey neighbor, welcome. Come on in. Give me a thumbs up when you come in, and let me know who you are. Okay, so I know who's here. I'm just gonna be waiting for an audience to come in. So if you're just coming in and it seems boring, maybe you could open up a game and keep this window open as well. Because I have some important stuff I need to discuss. If you're regular to the channel, I really definitely would like you to stay, so I can give you an update of what's going on and discuss the various challenges and whatnots that I'm facing right now, that the channel's facing, that my family's facing. Thank you for the thumbs up. Awesome. You guys go ahead. Foxy123. Hola. Hola, vecino. ¿Cómo está? Mucho gusto. ¿Habla inglés? ¿Sí o no? Mi saludos. Saludos. That means hello, yes? No, okay. No problema. Google Translate. Me hablo poquito español. No hablo español mucho. Comprende? Whoa, we jumped up to 11 people. Hey guys, can we get a thumbs up as you come in? And can you please go in the comments and let me know who's here, especially if you're regular to the channel, so I know who learns of what I need to discuss with you guys and who I need to reach out to in another form of communication. I just bought a whole bunch of parts on eBay to sell on eBay. I spent just on this one order $800, and I figure it's going to take me 2 to 3 years to sell, but I think I can turn my $1,800 into about $2,300 to $2,800. Arif Killing, Ronald or Messi? Well, hello, Ronald. Nice to meet you, neighbor. Welcome. Thanks for being here. If I see 11 people in here, shouldn't we have 11 thumbs up and 11 comments at least? I would really appreciate that. YouTube has changed the way we do live, so I'm not quite sure. I see some different things up here, like a message thing with a money sign and then like a diamond type situation. I haven't been reading up on all the newsletters that Mama Dukes, hey beautiful neighbor, wonderful to see you. I don't know if you read the title, but I'm guessing you can figure out one of the things we're going to be talking about based on the title, Mama Dukes. Thanks for the smile. It's good to see you here. I'm hoping I can get some more of our regulars in here. I really should have sent out a text, but it's just been a crazy, chaotic, busy day, week, month, year, life. Got a lot going on, and so I totally just spaced it and didn't even think to send a text out. But so I really am just trying to wait for an audience to build up. Uh, Thanks, Mama Dukes. You too. It's wonderful to see you too, neighbor. It's been hard to find everybody's comments since YouTube also changed the way I do comments, because they really don't want us responding to comments on old videos. They only want us focused on the new stuff, and I don't like that, because if I made a video 2 years ago, and Jamie Wikes, hey neighbor, how you doing? Long time no chat. If I made a video 2 years ago and I have somebody come on the channel and it's their very first time seeing one of my videos, but it's a 2-year-old video, and they make a comment, I want to be able to respond. Because say they start watching a bunch of my old videos and commenting, and they leave 20 comments and they don't get one response, they're going to say, fuck this guy, he's egotistical, arrogant, and he doesn't care about his viewers, so I'm out of here. I'll find my information elsewhere. I don't want that. I don't want people to feel that way. I don't want any of my viewers, any of my subscribers, any of my members to feel like they don't matter, to feel like they're ignored, to feel like they're not important. Everybody on this channel is important to me, and I want everybody to be able to have their comments not only seen but read, thought about, and given a personal, thoughtful reply or response. And I really don't like that I have to dig and search and everything. It used to be you could get all your comments for the life of your channel right in one spot. You could filter them by date. You could filter them by whether you have responded or not. You could then filter them by responses with new replies. You could filter them by the ones that YouTube has blocked. Now YouTube doesn't even give me a chance to authorize certain comments. Before, it could say all kinds of nasty, mean shit, and I could approve it. That is just 2 months ago. Now, today, I can't do that, unfortunately. So, Mama Dukes, while you're here, I'll say it again, but about a month or a month and a half ago, I slipped and I relapsed on about 2 or 3 occasions. Exactly. You want to show a thank you for that. Yeah, Mama Dukes, exactly. That's the whole point. If somebody's going to take the time to write a comment, mention a video, even when it's not positive, I still want to reply. I still want people to know, hey, I saw your comment, and whether I agree or like what you said or not, I'm validating that you have an opinion, and I'm validating that I have received your opinion, and that I've given you the respect as a fellow human being to read your comment and consider a response. But anyways, I have been getting really sick. I have 2 autoimmune diseases: rheumatoid arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia. And so that means my immune system is compromised. I've been in renal failure 4 times in my life. I've suffered severe brain damage, but ever since my neck surgery, so when I had my neck surgery, it's supposed to be, an outpatient surgery, and you can elect the option to stay overnight in the hospital. Well, fortunately, I did that. Some of you know about my neck surgery and the complications. I had to have the doctor go back in the next day after I got called a liar, after I got told I'm faking my pain, and I could have died. If it would have been another 48 hours, I would have had a brain bleed to the extent that it would have killed me. My brain would have been drowned by my own blood. Anyways, the 4 months after surgery, I was pretty much bedridden, and Uncle was taking care of me. And he's left, for anybody that doesn't know. And after I started getting better with my legs and the issues I was having from the neck surgery, I started getting really sick. And my symptoms were identical to that of heroin withdrawal. But yet I'm using no drugs. I'm 4 years, 2 months sober at the time. I'm sweating while I'm freezing, and then I'm burning up. Uh, um, uh, you know, you get the cold sweats and then you're burning up and you can't cool down, puking and shitting at the same time, unable to sleep, restlessness, lack of appetite, unable to hold down water certain times, and it's horrible. And so basically the doctors, you know, I tell the doctor after they run the basic blood test, you know, I need to have, you know, my thyroid tested. I need to have my hormones tested, my testosterone tested. I need to get a referral to a rheumatologist. And my primary care doctor is a fucking joke. All three that I've had are all jokes. They won't give me referrals. They won't test the things I need tested. I can't even get damn antibiotics from the dentist when my tooth gets infected that he pulls out because he missed a piece. It's like our healthcare system is an absolute atrocious nightmare of a joke in the United States unless you have private insurance, which I have not had since I was a preteen. Um, so, anyways, basically, I'm going 3 to 7 days, 2 to 4 times a month in bed, feeling like I'm having drug withdrawal. And I just came to this point that I'm constantly having to go into drug territory to go to doctor's appointments, which now I have to switch my primary care doctor to fucking Nashville where the drugs are, where I'm trying to stay out of that area. There's a reason I moved to the middle of Methville. Because if I'm going to be anywhere in the United States, there's drugs everywhere. I'm going to be around the drug that I know I will never fucking ever touch again in my life. No matter how shitty I feel, no matter how depressed I am, whether I'm suicidal, whether I'm sick, no matter what, I will never, ever, ever take methamphetamine again. I did it twice and I'll never do it again. The most horrible experience of my life. The couple of months the first time and the couple of months the second time. I mean, it's months after using it, still having side effects and paranoia and hallucinations and just all kinds of horrible stuff, inability to sleep, memory loss. And so I feel safe living in the country where there's plenty of meth around me, but nothing else except pot. But when I have to go to Nashville all the time, and I'm driving through these areas where everybody's screaming, "Hey, I got what you need. Oh, where the pills at? This and that." Just to go to a doctor's, there's no way to avoid these areas. 60% of Nashville is drug infested, and then there's 40% of college town and uppity ritzy people. You know. So, anyways, I got into this mindset of fuck it. If I'm gonna feel like I'm going through drug withdrawal and I've not done any drugs, and the doctors won't help me, and no matter what I try to do, home remedy wise, diet wise, eating wise, drinking wise, makes me no better, I'm gonna go get fucking drugs so I don't have to feel this sick anymore. And that's exactly what happened. And I am my worst critic. And nobody can beat me up any more than myself. And so that's why, you know, though it's taken me some time to come on here and confess this to you guys, it doesn't matter what anybody says, because nobody's going to make me feel any more shitty than I've already made myself feel. I threw away over 4 years of sobriety. I spent money that I did not have. I'll read your comment in a minute, Mama Dukes. Addiction is the worst demon you can face. It really is. Everybody has addiction. Every person on this planet has some type of addiction. Some kill you slower than others. People that drink a 2 liter of pop a day or a 12 pack of pop a day. People that eat 5 and 6 greasy meals a day. People that do nothing but eat fast food and take out every day. You're killing yourselves and you're doing horrible shit to your body. That's just as bad as the drugs I or somebody else would take, just in a slower, less obvious and legal way. You're legally committing suicide. I'm illegally committing suicide. That's the bottom line. And the whole thing is, you know, I'd give anything to find something that would provide me the energy, the pain relief, the ability to cope with anxiety and depression, like like heroin does, or opiates. I'd give anything. You know, I saw there's clinics. They're doing this thing now, and you can think what you want, agree or disagree, but basically, they're giving people literal fucking injections. There's these buildings, these clinics you can go to 3 times a day. You go up to the counter and they give you your drugs in a needle in a syringe and let you sit there and shoot up. And the crime has gone down in these areas by like 60 to 80%. So why not? If people are facing these demons and they're going to choose not to get better and don't want to get better, especially people who've been doing it 20, 30, 40 years, why not provide it in a medical capacity, in a safe environment, in a controlled environment, and in a manner that you know exactly what drug is being put in that person's body, not some random chemicals dumped by barrels into the ocean by Mexico from the China people to make this fentanyl shit that is just the same shit that is under your kitchen sink to clean your house with. That's what I put in my veins. That's the reality of it. That's how much I value my life. That's how much I value myself. That's how much I care about myself. All this shit with my son coming back into my life certainly has not helped. And then the other thing is, I had some memories that I had blocked out um, since my early childhood before I got adopted at 8 of rape, of being taken random houses, left with random strangers, random pimps, random drug addicts, random hookers, being sexually molested, with my brothers and sisters, being beaten. I didn't sleep for 5 days, and this was before I relapsed, and there were no drugs involved, not even soda or caffeine or anything. I was taking NyQuil and melatonin and all kinds of over-the-counter stuff to try and sleep, and could not sleep because all of these memories that I somehow instinctually, subconsciously blocked out the day I got adopted, were flooding back in, and it was very hard to cope with. It still is. There is no excuse for me using. There's absolutely none. There's no justification for it. But it happened, and I'm just trying to move forward from it, and I am trying to find a way to feel some kind of positivity in life again. My dyslexia and my brain damage are causing me to make mistakes trying to run this business, and every time I make a financial mistake, it weighs on me far heavier than it would the average person, um, because I have lost everything so many times. I have been homeless so many times, and I've worked so hard to get where I'm at. But when you make a $200 mistake, um, it's like, well, how the hell am I supposed to recoup from that? Especially when it's happening, on a weekly basis, anywhere from a $10 to $1,000 mistake. Mixing packages up, uh, the hands clamping up and slipping and scoring a $285 brand new OEM steel top end, that I purchased. Um, it's hard. It's hard, and it's like I'm trying to do the YouTube as well, but I haven't put a lot of effort or energy into the YouTube. Number one, because I feel ashamed. I feel embarrassed. Um, I feel fearful of the reality that I know some people are just going to attack me. I've recently found out that basically my whole town just views me as this outsider drug addict that moved here, and that nobody knows my story. They choose to judge me as a book by the cover without reading the fucking pages. And that's hard, like, you go to the mechanic, and the mechanic tells you, just out of nowhere, for what reason I don't know, but yeah, I heard about you. I know you're the one that does all that meth shit. And the fucked up part is that I'm not a meth head. If I'm gonna do drugs, I'm gonna do opiates. And everybody's secretly talking about you, waiting for you to fuck up, and then you fuck up, and everybody gets to say I told you so, and everybody gets to be proven right, and that just makes you feel like more of a worthless human being, more of a piece of shit. Like, we shouldn't care what others think in these situations, but I do, unfortunately. No matter how much I try to fight it, I care very much, how people view me. I don't want to be viewed as a bad person, a bad human being, but I have made mistakes, and I struggle to accept myself and forgive myself with the mistakes that I've made. Um, I struggle to love myself, knowing that I'm an adulterer. Um, I struggle to love myself, knowing that I chose drugs over so many things in life so many times, over a roof over my head. I have no self value, no self worth. I see no purpose to my life, and I try very hard every day. The whole fake it till you make it, or to say, my life does matter. I have this person or that person that is encouraged by me or tells me that I motivate them or uplift them, and somehow it still gets in my head somewhere, some way. You can say it's the devil, you can say it's self, you can say it's whatever you want, but the reality is that it still gets in my head that that doesn't matter. That's that's not enough, and that person wouldn't think about me a week from today if they didn't hear from me. And usually that is the case. I have viewers on this channel that um you think you're very close to, but then if you don't make a video for a week, they completely vanish, and then they won't respond to your texts anymore. Or when you're in a tough spot, they say they're there for you. You can call them, and you try reaching out, and they don't answer the phone. And if they don't answer the phone, maybe they were busy, but then they don't call you back or don't text you back. And this is not everybody. Don't get me wrong, it's not everybody. I have viewers that I'm consistently in contact with still after, Ted has been here from the beginning of the channel, and we text and we talk, and he watches all my videos and comments on pretty much every video. And the only reason Ted doesn't comment is if a video slips by him. So I do have him, and I know Ted, there's only a handful of reasons he doesn't answer the phone, and they're very good reasons. And it elevates my respect for him. If he's got family over, he's not answering the phone for some guy he's never met that he watches on YouTube, and I wouldn't expect him to, because he doesn't get to see his family every day. If he's sleeping, Ted is like me. He struggles to get sleep, and so when he sleeps, he does not want his sleep disturbed, and he's not going to let some guy that he knows on YouTube for 3 years interrupt his sleep. My speaking to him or needing him as a friend is not more valuable than him getting sleep that is absolutely crucial to his ability to function and take care of himself and his house and his wood stove and his belongings and his vehicles, because Ted is like me. He's on a fixed income, disability, low class, financial wise. And the other reason is if he's out in the woods chopping wood or cutting trees or whatever. And I think those are you can't find better reasons not to answer the phone. But any other time, if I reach out and I needed Ted, I do believe that Ted would be there and be a good neighbor. We've had some very long conversations on the phone, but I do have other viewers that it's like, you know, boy, uh, you come in and you donate once, and you think that we should be best friends forever, and I should give you all my attention, and if I don't, then you get pissed off and leave. Well, you realize it costs a couple $100s to run this channel every month, and I make about $40. I'll still do it because I have people that say it makes their life better. Um, and so it's hard for me to walk away from it, even though it's costing me financially. And I don't like trying to raise money. I don't, because I don't succeed at it. Um, I know I could if I was fake and a liar like most people on social media, but I'm not gonna sacrifice my morals and my character to try and have the channel be fully viewer supported. I refuse to do that. You know, there are things that are more important to me. But I have been struggling because of the relapse, and it's been hard. It's been very depressing. And the worst part is that there's no help for me out there. Rehab is not for me. The church is not for me because it's fake. The church is fake. NA is not for me. It doesn't work for me. None of that is ever what got me sober. You know, I got tired of being homeless, of being hungry, of being thirsty, of being cold, of being hot, of being dirty. I got tired. And so I decided a roof over my head is more important than numbing the pain and being on the street. Um, and so right now I have a truck and a lawnmower and credit cards and a home and property taxes and land and all it takes is one slip up to lose all of that. One mistake, one relapse. I could lose everything. And then I carry the guilt. Yes, again, we don't get a lot of donations on this channel. We don't raise a lot of money. We don't get gifts pouring out of our mailbox every day like most YouTubers or social media influencers get. We don't get any of that, but we do get small donations here and there. We do this camera stand, well, not this one, but the other one, you know, it was a donation. This computer that I'm doing my eBay stuff on was a donation. This chair was a donation. You know, but I sat there and I factored up everything that this channel has made by viewers, be it an object, using the value of the object, or an actual cash donation. In 3 years, we've not even raised $500. And so you figure $6,600 operating cost, and we've not raised 500. But whether it's $60,000 or $6, other people have given their finances, their hard-earned money to me to try and help this channel. And I went out and spent money on fucking drugs. And a lot of people can cope with that and easily get over that, but I don't get over shit like that very easily, because that's not a human being that I want to be. That's not something in my book that is okay or acceptable, or somebody else does it, I can easily forgive them. But self-forgiveness is almost an impossibility for me. I forgave my birth father for beating the shit out of me, for raping me, for raping my siblings in front of me, for making me and my siblings rape each other. And I gave him a second chance in life. Didn't work out. He was still a piece of shit, but it's easy for me to forgive, unless it's forgiving myself. I can't forgive myself when I do shit wrong very easily, and it's hard to carry those burdens. It weighs on me in a way that I cannot express or explain, and sometimes I can't even comprehend it, because it doesn't make sense to me. Because if I can forgive somebody for murdering my mother brutally and understand what led him to do it, and not have any hate, discontent, or bitterness in my heart for him, why can't I forgive myself when I make even a small mistake, like snapping on somebody because I had a bad day and yelling at them, or calling somebody a name? You know, something like that happened 30 years ago. I still beat myself up over it. That's terrible. That's a terrible prison to live in. And I don't understand how other people don't convict themselves to that level, because I'm like, if you're a piece of shit, you should feel like a piece of shit. you don't deserve to be happy. If you do things wrong to other human beings and you make other human beings hurt and you make their lives harder and you do them dirty, you don't deserve to be happy. And I know there's almost nobody on this planet that will agree with that philosophy and that concept, but yet somehow I only believe it to be true for myself, because I would never want somebody else to suffer in this kind of prison just because they made mistakes. For somebody else to hurt like this because they're imperfect, because they might have had a bad past, because they might have bitterness because somebody has done them wrong. I would never want somebody else to live in the prison I live in. And to try and understand why I set myself apart like that, and why I allow that level of self-torture, self-condemnation, I can't figure it out. No therapist can figure it out. No psychiatrist can figure it out. I bet you fucking Dr. Phil couldn't even figure me out. And so the culmination of all that makes every day a battle, not to go numb it, not to go get high, not to say, fuck it, I shouldn't care about other people because they don't care about me. So what I do behind closed doors is none of their damn business anyways. If it makes me feel okay, then what's the problem? The problem is that there's no such thing as a functioning drug addict. Hey, Ted, we were just talking about your neighbor. You'll have to go back and watch this after it processes. Ted, I was just telling everybody that I recently relapsed, neighbor. Sorry. Talking about some pretty deep shit, Ted. But, see, guys, Ted's here. Ted, we were talking all positive about you. You know, there's rarely ever anything even slightly, critical I have to say about you. I was just telling the neighbors how you know, you've been around since the beginning of the channel, and that there's only a select handful of reasons, like our conversation the other day. I said, I know the only reasons you don't answer the phone, and they're damn good reasons. Anyways, so basically this is the prison I live in every day. It's just every day. And I'm trying to find a way out, but I can't seem to find it. I don't enjoy. I mean, I did kind of enjoy today. Finally, at the bench, I worked on a lot of different stuff, but I'm not getting any joy out of anything I'm doing lately. No joy out of working on saws. No joy out of building anything. No joy out of doing eBay. No joy out of doing YouTube. No joy out of watching TV. No joy out of taking drives. No joy out of walks in the park. No joy out of food. You know, that's a horrible fucking way to live. And when you can't stop feeling a certain way that you don't want to feel, and you don't know why you feel that way, it's perplexing, because then you just spend so much time trying to process and understand it and find the way out, you know. And when you've tried all these different things that have worked for thousands and tens of thousands of people in therapy or counseling or this and that, but they don't work for you, it's like, well, what the hell? Why am I so different? Why are these coping mechanisms? Ted. If you need to call me later, Ted, call me, buddy. If you need to talk or you want to talk, I'm definitely down for a conversation with Ted Neitzel. Just kidding, Ted Neitzel. Yeah, I'm too broke to relapse too, Ted. I actually overdrew my bank account for the first time in a long time, because I knew I could, because Chime lets me take up to $150 out without any penalties. And so I did, but I knew that I would feel good enough to work and make the money back, and I did. It's kind of sad that buying drugs is the only thing that allowed me to work, so that I didn't lose everything because I wasn't working. I can lose everything if I'm spending money on drugs and it gets out of control, but I can lose everything if I keep getting sick and I have no strength and I have an inability and a lack of drive physically, emotionally, mentally, and psychologically to work. Well, I'm going to lose everything that way as well. And so that's honestly the biggest struggle is I know this helps me work more frequently. I know I can cut other things out, but it's not manageable. Again, as I just said a minute ago, there's no such thing as a functioning drug addict. Sorry about that, neighbors. So, Ted, you missed this. I might as well, let's go ahead and change notes a little bit here, you guys. I'll show you what might be a financial mistake. I really shouldn't be putting money on credit cards right now because my interest rates are out of fucking control and I had my debt paid way down. But I kept getting sick and I couldn't make any money, and so I'm paying my regular bills on credit cards and taking what little cash I have to pay the credit card minimums. So I just spent like $800, Ted. All steel chainsaw and trimmer and blower parts to sell on eBay. Fun, fun, fun. But yet I have not listed shit on eBay in over a week because the desire and motivation has not been there. And also because when I don't feel good and I sell shit and I can't ship it out on time, it makes me feel like a piece of shit. And it makes me feel like I don't deserve to be listing stuff on eBay if I can't send my stuff out to my customers in the times that I promise. And so I don't list shit so that I don't end up doing my customers dirty. So, but right now we're going to try and power through. I've been working since about 6:30 this morning on saws. I worked a couple hours on my front porch, which I'll have some footage of that coming up for you guys. I've been working on my uncle's van. I just released the first 2 videos of that today for you guys. Yeah, overdraft fees, late payment penalties, terrible. I just recently changed banks, but I chose the option to not overdraw. Well, that's the right way to go. Mama Dukes, I never did read your comment here. Let me see what it said. Oh no, I'm sorry, but you can't focus on a mess up. You have to move forward and not let that hinder your future. I'm praying for you. You said your uncle left. Yeah, Mama Dukes, Grumpy Uncle left a long time ago. I'm sorry if you missed any of the videos talking about that. There's a post talking about it, and I'll try and make another post explaining it so you can kind of read the situation so I don't have to go all the way through it again. But anyways, one of the things I said about doing, you guys, and again, it's hard to come on here and tell you that, you know, some of you have donated financially and I've spent money on drugs here recently. You know, it wasn't a shit ton, but you spend $200 over 3 weeks on drugs. That's $200 that should have been spent on other stuff. Groceries, bills, electric, you know, gas for the truck, anything but recreational drugs. I keep trying to justify it by saying, hey, I spent $200 over that 3 weeks, but I made $1,500 to get caught up because I was able to bust my ass and work a lot. But again, there's no good excuse, no justification. I have been contemplating starting a live event and just tearing down and building saws for as many days as it takes without fucking sleep until I raise enough money to get myself back in a position to where I'm not taking out loans to order inventory. And Trump has just made it really hard. A $300 order from CTS would normally cost me about $100 in customs and shipping to get here. Now it's $183 for a $100 order with the new tariffs that Trump just put in place. I've got an $800 bar and chain order from Pharmatech that is stuck on a boat and has been for about 8 weeks now, because UPS can't take possession of it because there's confusion among the new tariffs and what country stuff's coming from when you have products coming from Australia and China in one order. Nobody seems to understand what rules need to be put in place, what customs need to be paid, what processes need to go through. And so I have saws that I have no bars and chains for, and I can't sell them. I have, let's see, that's a $450 saw, that's a $450 saw, that's a $525 saw, that's a $1,000 saw back here that I'm waiting on a 14-inch bar and chain for. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 MS390s that I can't even bother building because I don't have the bar and chain for them, because it's sitting on a fucking boat in the middle of the ocean. I've got about 10 025 and MS250s that I can't build because I don't have bar and chains for them, because they're sitting on a boat in the middle of the fucking ocean. So building the saws does me no good unless I want to try and sell the power head only, which I can't do that, because that $40 bar and chain increases the price of that saw $100. A power head selling for $200 with a bar and chain can sell for $325. You know, it's that much difference. So that being said, Mama Dukes, that is the thing I am trying to express that I struggle with, is letting go of a mess up, is being okay. When I get my bars from Eric Weekland. Ted, who is that? Where is he at? And can you get me some contact info? Eric. Because I buy in bulk, Ted, so that I can get cheaper prices. You know, same with Meteor. The reason I spend $2,000-$3,000 at a time and sell it is so that I can have low enough prices to be able to make profit on saws that I have to put pistons and cylinders on. He's on Facebook. Okay. Do you know what his picture is, Ted? In case there's a bunch of Eric Weeklands. I think I should have enough charge now. I wanted to show you guys kind of the few things that are going on right now. I was really hoping I had more of my regulars in here tonight to be able to discuss the relapse with, so that you guys know. And Ted, that was one of the things when I was trying to contact you. Okay, thank you, Ted. Appreciate that. I wanted to tell you privately, because you have been here from the beginning, and you are one of the people I'm a little bit closer to. Blanche. I wanted to call Blanche and tell her personally. Rob, I haven't seen Rob on the channel in a long time. He's got his 028 that he won. Well, he won the 04 one that we did, but he wanted to swap it for the 028 Super that we got with the Don Lot 1K, which is just a very minimal crankcase and cylinder, and there wasn't much to it at all. So I haven't started that saw, because digging all the parts out of the 028 bends is going to be a nightmare. I got a 24-inch Dukes bar and chain for my 2071. It was crazy cheap. Well, hey neighbor Wally, where'd you get that from? Oh, Dukes, from Dukes. Yeah, I don't buy a lot of stuff from them. They don't usually have cheap stuff. I don't shop at Little Red Barn. I don't shop at Bailey's unless I have to, because they're shady. They do dirty business. Sorry, Bailey's, not sorry. Sue me if you want. You're not going to get shit, because I don't have anything, unless you want my new old stock parts here, so that you can sell them for a 450% markup, and then tell people that you don't know where they came from, that you're not associated with Highway, that you just sell it. It might not be the quality you need. Well, I use Holtz Pharma, I use Forester, I even use Raisman sometimes. Raisman is not the greatest quality, but they'll last you a year or two, and when I buy them in bulk and I can get them for $20 to $25 for 16 to 20 inch, when I spend a couple of grand, it's worth it, because then I can knock the price of my saws down 30 bucks, you know? And so a $325 saw becomes $285 or $290 now, and so that few dollars does make it to where it opens up the budget for more people. Anyways, let me show you some of the stuff we got that we're working on. Okay, so I just finished this ML1TC, but it's not quite running right. It is an M-tronic, but I don't believe I ever vacuum pressure tested it, so I'm thinking I might have an air leak because I cannot even get it running long enough to do the field reset. I did finally get my trigger fixed and working properly on this 200T, but I think I need a new carburetor because it also is not running right, and it does not have an air leak. I'm going to be selling my baby here. This is my McCulloch ProMac 1010 clutch side recoil man saw. So your recoil is right where your bar goes. I've got the fuel line for that. I've got a carburetor kit for it, some grommets and stuff. I need to get an air filter and a kill switch, and I'm going to be selling that. They're not very expensive, but, you know, if I put a nice bar and chain on it, because it's the clutch side recoil, I can get anywhere from $150. Some guys will even pay up to $300. So I'm hoping to get about $200 for it, but I'll be happy with $150 on that one probably. And then this is for neighbor Grady. I do a lot of work for him. We're waiting on these air filter bases to come in because I don't have any. That's his Johnson Red. We got to do crankshaft seals on that. I'm almost done with this 372, but I did not know that it doesn't have spark, and so I've got a coil on order. I had to order, I think, a grommet, and there was one other part. I don't remember what it was. Let's see, the air filter cover. Oh, no, I didn't have to order that because I did have one. And then the 660 is a nightmare. I can't get this damn bar stud out of the cover, so I'm going to cut it off. But that one's just about ready. I took this 51 in trade. It runs, so we're going to clean that up, service it, and sell it. These are the saws that I have for sale. See, everybody bitches that I never have cheap saws. I've serviced all these, and I'm warrantying them all, and they're $100 to $125, and 16-inch, 18-inch, 18-inch, 18-inch. Well, not this one. This one's 2 2.25, I think I have on that one, with warranty. And I've had these since before the neck surgery, you guys. They're not selling. Please double tap your screen and subscribe. Be respectful. Oh, thanks, Ted. Did you sell a lot after the hurricane? Wally, I did not. I'm in Tennessee, and so I don't know which hurricane you're talking about, but it seems here lately that more of my sales are local. I used to sell all over the country, but I think part of it is I'm not advertising on Craigslist that much anymore. And also I used to list my saws on eBay, even though they don't really sell because I put the prices way high, but that gets people knowing they're out there, and then I can oftentimes get them to contact me directly. This MS261CM, you guys just saw about 5 videos on that. I just got in the West Coast laser cut felling spikes. I might put on it, but I did order another MS261C that should be here by Monday from eBay. It's not as clean and as new as this one. Again, waiting on my bar and chain for that one. That's ready to go. And I know this price is high for all of you guys, but I get 5 1/4 all day long for these MS390s. All day long. This one I'm only doing $475 because it's not as pretty. And actually I offered that at $450 to a couple of people. Can't quite figure out. I've tried every different carburetor, air filter, and air filter cover set up for this, but I cannot get, no matter what I do, different styles. There's 2 different style carburetors, there's 3 different style air filters, 2 different style air filter covers, 3 different style air filter knobs. No combination. I cannot get the air filter cover to lock on, and I'm not going to sell it like that. So I've been trying to resolve that issue for several months. I've never had it. Just finished these up today. I have both the videos on these for you guys. So we had this Husqvarna 55 was running rough and non-oiling, and then the 136 was running and completely stopped running. So we fixed those, and I'll have those videos coming up in a week or 2 for you. Another beautiful MS250. I was testing a China carb on this, and as I suspected, I don't like it, and so we're not going to use it. Just built these shelves, so it's kind of impressed with this setup here. So this is some of my eBay stuff for sale, and constantly moving these bins, stacking them and unstacking them to get stuff in and out was a nightmare. And so I built this rack to where they just slide out now, and I can just grab my parts. And again, just showed you guys all this stuff. And then that's parts we store for eBay sales. Let's see, what else we got going? So we've got... Oh, I'm going to be doing one of the McCulloch, I think they're called like a Pro Mac Mini, the little top handle McCullochs. I've got like 5 of them, but I've got one torn down that I'm going to be building to keep for myself real soon. And then let's see, we've got in here, we're going to be building some more O24s, O26s here as well. I'm going to port this 271, try my hand at porting that. Going to be building another 261. Let's see, this is just all partials, 044, 038 Magnums. Oh, another MS 201T down there, I believe. No, this is the final, it's going to be a giveaway. That's an 017. That's the final. I have 064 fever neighbors chainsaw. But we can't do that until we do Rob's 028 that he won. Let's see. Anybody need any 311 or 391 parts? This is all 028 stuff. All 028 stuff. This is a Husqvarna 359. I built and sold one of those to neighbor Grady, and I'm jelly, and I wanted it back. And so now I'm going to build one myself and probably keep it. This was a nightmare. I had to put a new carburetor on it for neighbor Eric. It took me a long time to figure out that was the issue, but that's done. And we're also about to fix neighbor Eric's backpack blower. And then I've got his McCulloch 710, 700 or 710 that I serviced, that I'll have a video for you guys coming up real soon. We did his 041 service. I don't think I got that one on video though. And then what was the other saw? Oh, his 028 Super that he bought from me a couple years ago. We tuned that bitch up, and I've got that video for you. There's my uncle's van we're working on. There's my truck bot for anybody that hasn't seen it. Sorry, I've got to go back and get a cigarette. There's my lawnmower I'm making payments on that I can't afford. Nice shelf rack. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, I'm kind of proud of it. I have 024, 026. I have an 024, the 026 air filter and cover. Yeah, there's the 024 and 026 actually. They're Wally. They do have a lot of interchangeable parts. The oil pumps are interchangeable too. Depending on whether you have the continuous or the gear-driven one, the arm-driven. Let's see, cigarettes, but no lighter. I'm going in circles, neighbors. There's Fatty Buntings. That's her chill spot when she's in the shop with me usually. I want to buy her another bed, but I don't want to put it in the filthy shop. If I'd have had the big 16 by 36 building I was supposed to have, we would have had a section just for her that would have been protected. Look how messy I am, you guys. This is why I can't get shit done. OCD, but I'm a mess. Carburetor station's all a mess. Let's see here. Got some string trimmers I'm working on. By the way, anybody knows about Stray Cock, I had to kill him. I tried buying a thing to stop him from crowing from 4:30 to 8:30 every morning. It didn't work. And I had to kill him. I had to put him down. And it made me really sad, and I cried because it's almost senseless to kill an animal for doing what comes natural to it, but he was destroying my sleep. And Ted, I was talking to the neighbors about how you're like me and you struggle to sleep, and Ted wasn't always that way. I'm not going to say the event, but an event happened in his life that kind of took a mild case of insomnia potentially and turned it into a man that struggles to sleep and struggles with a lot more in life than he did before that traumatic event. And so to have my sleep interfered with when I get very little sleep was detrimental. It was another one of the things preventing me from working and stuff. And yeah, I had to kill Stray Cock, and it sucks because he was pretty cool. And we had established trust. He would eat right out of my hand. So I'm rebuilding my porch. I had to tear it down. These beams were rotting out. My uncle built this. He didn't do a terrible job, but he just didn't use the right lumbers. He didn't use pressure treated outdoor stuff. He just painted regular pine on most of it. So I've gotten this far, and all of this lumber I pretty much got 90% off. I am repurposing some of the old lumber, like that is one of the old steps that I've sanded down, and I've just stained with literal old bar and chain oil. You can use old motor oil and bar and chain oil to waterproof wood. And so all this lumber was 90% off. But I need to buy more lumber, but I cannot afford to yet. Even that plywood, I don't know why it was 90% off. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Those were not 90% off, but I absolutely needed those. So we spent the $60 on 4 of those that we needed. And then the minivan that eventually I'm going to start tearing into the motor. And then I'm going to go inside. Anybody in the lower 48, I got a shit ton of stuff that's household. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I have for sale. And if anybody's interested, you go ahead and contact me. SmallEngineRedemption@gmail.com. This info's in the description of this video and many other videos. And then my phone number's there too, 346-263-1077. Because basically I'm trying to make more space. Got to get the camper going soon too, so I can rent it out, because that's like $500 a month income on the low end. Anyways, I need to get rid of a bunch of this old shit from my grandmother and my uncle. So here's the Meteor station. Getting low, but I just ordered another $3,000 worth of stuff and took out a business loan to pay for it. I got all kinds of art here. And all of this can be shipped, but the big ones would be expensive. I'm trying to have a sale, but my uncle, not Grumpy Unc, my Uncle Drew, and all his little homeless junkies that he tries to save. Several of them are nice kids, good people. Supposed to come over and help me set up for the sale. I've been trying to accumulate tables like this as cheap as possible, because I don't want to do tarps on the ground. Did you ever find the Cobra CB? You know what, Ted? I never even looked. I haven't had a chance. Wait, Cobra CB, do you mind are you talking about the one I bought from you? Ted, is that what you mean? Because I know I was talking to you about a police scanner, but Cobra doesn't sound right. So anyways, you guys, there's some really nice art here. If anybody likes art, sell you this shit real cheap. Oh, clowns. Creepy. This is all stuff I just am not interested in, material things like this. I mean, this one's really pretty, but I just don't have a desire for any of it. I need space, not belongings, okay? So, trying to get rid of all this. So the one you bought, no, Ted, I never did find it, believe it or not. So I don't know if it was in the truck or I just haven't come across it yet. But these are some wizardry, and then there's some Native American stuff in here. Angels, if you want to call them that. Got all kinds of glass bottles. Got this old telephone. Just lamps, knickknacks, all kinds of stuff, you guys. Books, clocks, fake flower arrangements, thousands and thousands of DVDs and Blu-rays. Anybody like model trains? All kinds of model train stuff. A lot of this shit is even unopened. I do have pictures of this stuff that I'm going to put it online. I will let you know, Ted, for sure. And then he's got this setup here. I've been trying to organize it. That's mostly tools and paints and stuff up there. But he's got all these nice cabooses. Can I turn on the light? Let's see. I don't see an option to turn on the flash of this video. Sorry, guys. It's kind of dark, but that's the lighting in this mobile home. The light is on in this room, believe it or not. Nice cabooses in there and trailers and stuff, whatever they're called. The locomotives. All the stuff to put track together. Some tools and various things. The electrical terminals. He's got like a turntable unopened, and it's like $120 on eBay. All this track unopened. They're like on eBay. These used to cost $2. They're selling for like $10 a box here. But trying to get rid of all this fairly cheap. And then we've got just all kinds of open track. We've got railroad trusses or bridges or whatever they're called. And then on this one, I think is pretty much empty. And then all this beautiful wolf stuff. This is really pretty. You guys, tell me what this would be called. What would we call this thing? It's not a picture, I don't think, would it be? Because it's beautiful, and I'd like to list it, and I think it would sell pretty quick at a cheap price. But I don't know what it's called. So if anybody knows, can you help me? A stein? Okay, thank you, Wally. A stein. Okay, and then I've got this beautiful native, I would consider it like Native American. It's really wildlife. Wolves and eagles. This touch lamp is so beautiful. I want to keep it, but again, I need space. More wolf stuff, an antique touch lamp. Got all kinds of various cords and power strips and all kinds of shit. That train there, I'm going to get rid of that. Got a PS2 with some games, 4 controllers, memory cards, all kinds of stuff. Dungeons and Dragons books and games and stuff that I know is worth a lot of money. Star Wars Monopoly games. I've got 3 or 4 home entertainment systems. I'm just trying to find the receivers for them. I think 3 are RCA and one of them Sony. Everything's there except the receivers. All kinds of computer games and stuff like that. Here's more Native American stuff. So if you guys see anything you like, if you're on the channel, I'll give you a super cheap price. Okay, we'll do it super cheap. Okay, like this is really pretty too, but it's just not my thing. This is a nice dream catcher. I used to whoops. I used to really like dream catchers, but I want to see. One of the things that I'm trying to do is take care of my health, in order to help my sobriety. And this is the only way I can work out is this total gym. I can't do free weights. A German Stein. Thank you, Ted. And thank you, Wally, for helping me with the name of that. I should have known that. I feel like an idiot now. I'd like to set up my total gym in this room. I had it on the front porch, but of course, when it's cold out, you don't want to work out. And then when it's 100 degrees, you don't want to go out there because then you just sweat and slip and slide on this thing. And that's no good. I got endless movies, you guys. Endless movies and DVDs and Blu-rays. Again, more clocks. I got a TV and stand there for sale. Surround sound, home entertainment system, Blu-ray players, all kinds of shit. I just want to get rid of it all, you guys. I just need it out of my way. Knickknacks and various stuff from all 50 states. This was all my grandmother's. And I have no emotional attachment to any of it whatsoever. So there's all kinds of pretty stuff in there. If you got a gal, you know, gifts for her. So, yeah, stuff I need to get rid of and want to make money and want to make space so that I can grow my business. And since my building outside is not the size that I needed it to be to do everything in one spot, the house has to be used as part of the business operations. So you got like curtains. There's all kinds of random shit here. It's like, who wastes their money on this kind of stuff? I don't get it. Got pots and pans and everything too. But, yeah, the main reason I did the live tonight, you guys, was because I know several of you have asked. I haven't done a live in a while. And then the other reason is so that I could tell you guys what happened, because anybody that's a part of this channel deserves to know that I slipped up and relapsed. Especially if you've ever done anything to donate to the channel, either monetarily or with your time, advertising by word of mouth, sharing videos, watching videos. I stole from all of you guys, spending money on drugs. That's the way I feel. And so I feel in my heart that I owe all of you an apology for making that mistake, because you guys don't deserve that. That's not fair to you. You guys have been nothing but kind to me. You've been nothing but encouraging toward my life. Many of you are not afraid to offer me positive criticism when I make mistakes in videos or when my character's out of check, and I respect the shit out of that when somebody's willing to call me, especially on my character. If my character, my morals are not at good standing and somebody's willing to privately or in a polite, respectful way publicly in the comments, if they can't contact me privately, call me on that. I really, really, really respect that, because I feel we're obligated to do that for one another, because if you don't know, we don't always know that we're acting a fool or that our character is out of check or that we're being disrespectful or inconsiderate or selfish unless somebody points it out to us. And then it's up to us whether we want to do something about it or not. Yeah, smoking in the house. I don't know why I walked in with a cigarette, but I've been doing that more and more frequently. Oh well. So I do want to, I'm just going to say it one more time, you guys. I really am sorry for letting you down, letting myself down, letting the channel down, letting the business down. And that's right, Chevy. What's up, neighbor? Good to see you. Yeah, Ted, that was never an issue. I didn't even take all of those pills. Matter of fact, I think so. Like after I had the initial prescription from the surgeon for 3 days, and it was 5 milligram oxycodone. I'd have to take all 30 that they gave me to get high. Honestly, I did use the 3 days worth of that, and then I saw my pain and spine consultant, and he wanted to continue me on narcotics, and I told him I didn't need them, and he's like, well, at least I know you've only been taking them for a few days, but you were in the hospital for a week on pain meds. I'm like, yeah, but the dose was so ridiculously low that it didn't even help. And he's like, yeah, but I still just let me call you in at least 10 milligram Percocets, just in case you need them, or just in case you feel any kind of withdrawal, so you could taper off. And I said, okay, if that makes you comfortable. He called them in. I filled them, Ted. A month later, I still had all 10, and I threw them away. So I don't think that is what led to it. And honestly, it was. When you go back and watch this video later, Ted, I think you'll understand. It's the sickness. I keep getting sick, and I feel like I'm going through withdrawal. And when I've been off of drugs for more than 4 years, and I'm going through withdrawal several times a month, it just led me to say, fuck it. I don't want to feel like I'm going through drug withdrawal, so I'm going to get drugs and see if it makes me feel better. And it did. And so that's why it happened, the 3 times. And it was like 3 times over the course of 2 weeks. I bought 3 times. I probably used 10 times. Again, it makes it hard that I have to go to Nashville for doctor's appointments and stuff. And especially when, I have a lot of doctors here I can see right in Lewisburg for the things I need, but they don't want to take care of me for whatever reason. I mean, why would a doctor not be willing to test my thyroid or test my testosterone levels or test my hormone levels? Why would you tell me I have to go to Nashville when you know I'm a former drug addict, when you know that I shouldn't be in that kind of environment for any reason unless it's absolutely life-threatening? Why would you send me to that area more and more and more and more? And so I just stopped going to the doctors and shit too, because it's like, it's not helping. So why bother? So it's just right now, there's several days that I've just laid in bed miserable and depressed, and I knew that that was the only way not to use. Because if I got up and tried to work, or I got up and tried to walk the dog, or I got up and tried to make a meal, or I tried to do anything functional, that I would just become a passenger in a vessel that I have no control over, and succumb to an irresistible, instinctual. Yeah, Ted, have you not seen the truck? You didn't see, Ted? I think YouTube's doing you dirty and not giving you my videos, because you've missed a lot of videos commenting. I was just saying that. I was like, Ted comments on every video that he watches. Here's the truck, Ted. I just showed you a minute ago, too. I got a 2011 GMC Sierra. Whoops. I stepped on a rusty screw the other day, and it's infected. And God damn it, why won't you zoom out? Here we go. Here, I'll walk over there for you, Ted, and show you. Yes, we all have a battle. That's right, Mama Dukes. That's right. I got $5,000 secured from the bank, so obviously they have my title until I pay it off. But believe it or not, the payments are $20 cheaper than my $5,000 lawnmower, and this was $6,500 total. And then I paid, I had to put it on a credit card, but I paid like $1,400 for 6 months of insurance. You know, it's got a little tear there and a little tear there, and a tear on the steering wheel that I got to cover. But somebody put a Boss radio in on a nice toggle switch. It's got the back seat. It is 4-door, so that's kind of nice. I don't prefer the custom tires because that decreases gas mileage. I know it's dark, but it's got the Rhino liner, and it has it had 211,000 miles or 201,000 miles or something like that on it, Ted. It's got the DOD, the displacement on demand, where it alternates from 4-cylinder to 8-cylinder for gas mileage, but that really doesn't help. I average 13 to 16 even if I'm doing a lot of highway driving. Me and my barefoot, I'm making hay paths because I really like walking on the hay. It feels really good on my feet, and I like being barefoot. So I'm making various hay paths. I've got one there. I've got one going down the driveway. And I just can't afford any hay right now to continue them. But basically, you guys, that's kind of where we're at. I gotta get to, I was gonna try and talk while I did eBay, but that didn't work. And I've got to get to listing some stuff on eBay so that I can make some money. And I really am thinking about trying to do some kind of fundraiser or something to where I just go live and start tearing down saws and building saws. And I'll just stay up for 3 days if I have to. Because realistically, to get out of I made a dyslexia mistake the other day. I paid 3 bills, but I meant to pay 2 out of one account and 1 out of the other account, and I did it all backwards. So I ended up with several $100s in fees, plus my bills weren't paid. So I'm behind on everything, and money's all messed up, and that mistake realistically has cost me about $1,500. And then I had to take out a loan to get inventory for almost $3,000. And the interest is racking up on that pretty good because eBay sales are low. And they take 27% of my eBay sales to pay on the loan. And since the eBay sales have been so low, the loan's not getting paid off very fast. I asked if I could make additional payments outside of my sales, and I haven't been able to get a response and an answer to that. So I have to find a way to make money, raise some money. So tomorrow and Saturday, I'm going to go to town with the saws I have, set up a table like I've done in the past, and try and sell a few saws. Just been busting my ass all week long, like 20 hours a day again, the best I can. But because my mind is in so many different places, and because I am so hard on myself, I am struggling to stay organized, encouraged, motivated, and do what I need to do. But we're just going to keep trying, right? Hashtag persevere. You only fail if you quit. But I do appreciate you, neighbors. I love you. I know who's going to be understanding of my mistake and who's not going to be. And I've prepared myself for the ones that are going to say mean, nasty things, like the people in my town, that I'm nothing but a drug addict junkie, and that I can't be trusted, and everybody's talking shit behind my back and being nice to my face. And to find that out after living here for almost 3 years really hurt. Just really hurts when people view you as nothing but a drug addict, even after 4 years of sobriety. Again, one of the things that caused me to slip up. Thanks, Mama Dukes. Appreciate you. But tell me, guys, what you think about doing that live event, and if you think it would be a good way to do a fundraiser and raise money, because I got lots and lots and lots of saws I can be tearing down, and I've got lots of saws I can be building too. And I just bought a whole bunch of 5-hour energy, and I got plenty of coffee, so we'd have no problem staying up for a few days. We have insomnia. We do it all the time. So I think that's going to be it, unless anybody has anything they want to ask, anything they want to comment, add, subtract, take away, give. Before we go, I'll give you guys 60 to 90 seconds to put any final thoughts in. Ted, I'm glad you made it, and hopefully this will pop up for you tonight, if not tomorrow, but definitely keep an eye out for it, Ted, and I'll try to keep an eye out for it and send you the link when it's finished processing and goes from processing to public, because that'll help you understand why I relapsed and what you missed. Jamie, yeah, it's good seeing you, neighbor. I've been thinking about you. Thanks for being here. I'm really glad you were here as well. And here I am, vice after vice. I never drank pop hardly at all in the past 4 years, but just a lot of my old vices are coming back up. Need to get rid of them again. This shit's bad for you. Looks like that's going to be pretty much it, I guess. Nobody's got anything else on their mind? Well, you guys know how it goes. If anybody wants to talk, needs to talk, wants to buy something, has any ideas, suggestions, thoughts, here's the info. Okay, I'll hold that there for a minute. You can take a screenshot if you need to. You guys can call, email, etc. I think that means Sunday, but okay, Ted, I'll be soon. Yeah, I'll be up for a while, Ted, and I'll try and keep my phone on me in case you call. Okay, I love you, neighbors. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for your continued support. That's gonna be it. Until next time, be kind to one another. Everyone's facing battles. I love all you neighbors, even though I really suck at it. I appreciate your grace and your mercy, your kindness and your understanding. We'll see you guys. Oh, hang on, Mama Dukes. Here you go. So my phone, damn it, it's not showing clear in Mama Dukes. Hold on. There we go. 346-263-1077, and my email smallengineredemption@gmail.com. Okay? And there's my address right here. Hope you got it. Love you guys. Good night. Take care. We'll see you next time. Keep your eyes open. We got lots of videos that we're editing to get to the internet for you guys on the YouTube. Talk later, guys. Have a great